Okay, can you everybody hear me correctly? Let me just doing a mic test because it's been like a very long time since we last did a live stream, so I just want to make sure the mic's working good. And if that's good, then we should be good to go. Let's see. Like, is volume okay? Like, can you hear me correctly? Just let me know in the chat, and then we should be okay. Good. Okay, can you everybody hear me correctly? Let me just doing a mic test. Okay, it seems everybody is saying that they can hear me correctly. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, hey guys, DatGFN here. It's been a bit of a while since I last did a live stream, so I just figured why not do one because I wanted to try and knock down this video idea I had for a while and just get it done. And basically, my idea here is a shipping tier list because if you remember back on April Fools, I don't know how many of you were still subscribed to the channel when that happened, but I basically made an April Fool's video where I was like ranking Gravity Falls ships, and then the joke was that I was ranking actual ships, so like boats in Gravity Falls and stuff. And so that was how that worked. So that was a fun idea, and that sort of went well. But people wanted me to rank actual Gravity Falls ships, so I went on the tier list and I found a very comprehensive tier list of various GF ships. So I'm just gonna do that. And so basically, let's lay out the ground rules first before we get started. So I have this here in a sticky note here. So we're going to be ranking ships here off of two factors. So factor number one is that the ships have to be, it's going to be ranked off their chances of being canon. So how canonical the ship is. So like, is the ship very close to being canon? Is it canon? And also just the sensibility of it. Like, is this a ship that actually works? Or is this a ship that is like, is this a ship that is doable? It's like, is this ship capable of happening in the show or not? So basically that's the first thing we're ranking off. However, the second thing we're going to be ranking off, and this is probably going to cause some interesting discussions to form, is basically whether or not the ship teaches a lesson regarding the overall story, and that in turn means that a bad ship could technically have a good lesson to it. Hence, it would probably be ranked higher than it otherwise would, but the ship would still be bad. So the whole goal of that is finding a ship that is overall, it's not good. It's not a ship that definitely is going to work, but it teaches a valuable lesson in the fact of the character and them learning something. So that would be why that ship makes it into the cut. So it'd be probably ranked higher. And of course, the usual tier list here is S tier being an absolute peak. Like, this is the best ship ever. This is 100% canon. This is going to go here. A and B are, of course, ships that are good, but, they have maybe one or two problems here and there that make it a bit less desired. And then obviously C tier here for me, is always going to be neutral ground. So this is a ship that I don't necessarily like, or I also at the same time don't necessarily despise. And that's where the whole thing about like this ship teaches a lesson here is going to be. So if the ship teaches a good lesson to the character, then it's going to go into C tier because the character learns something from that ship, even though the ship itself didn't happen. So that is going to be what I'm going to be ranking that ships in that way for. So that's going to be something there. And then of course D, E, and F are ships that are just not good or bad and stuff. And then of course, because there's certain ships here, as you can probably see, that are basically it's going to be like, if you ship this, get help, because clearly if you ship that ship, you definitely need some help, and you probably are going to be on the next Kendrick song or whatever. So yeah, Anyway, so let's begin. And first of all, let's get all the ships that if you ship this, then you need help out of the way. So first of all is Build Dip. That's clearly a ship that if you ship this, you need to get help. Let's see what else. Dippy Fresh. Why would you ship that? You just need help for that. Let me just look through the rest of these. Mabel, so that you need help for that if you ship that. Mabel and Several Times. Let's be clear, we all know how old like Several Times members are, so that's clearly a ship of if you ship this, you need help. The Hot Wizard, that's fictitious, so I'm gonna put that in. Actually, I'm gonna come back to that one because actually no, that is a you need help if you ship that ship. So there's that. What else is there? I'm trying to see if basically trying to knock down any ship that has a character that they shouldn't be shipped with. again, Grenda with the Hot Wizard, clearly the age difference there, so that's pretty clear why that ship wouldn't work. Other than that, I'm not sure if I see anything else that would be a problem, or maybe we'll, because there's so many ships here, so we'll probably see them as we go along. So yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, Dipper and Mabel, yeah, Pine says clearly, like if you ship that, you clearly need some help. Like you definitely have some problems if you ship that ship. So there's that. Okay, okay, with that said, let's start. Okay, I'm gonna start with Dipsifica because I know everybody's gonna hate on me if I don't start it, and I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna start like getting crazy if I don't. So we're gonna start with Dipsifica because wait, Stansis is on there as well. Where is it? Wait, where's the ship? Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, if you ship that, you need help as well. Anyone who ships that gets help. Okay, and also, yeah, hi to the chat, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hope you are all doing good. Like, it's a Friday. Hope you have some plans. How was your first week of back at school, if that was what you were up to? So, there's that. Okay, anyways, let's start with Dipsifica, because we all know where Dipsifica is. And, okay, I'm going to probably get a lot of people pissed off at me for this, but I'm not going to necessarily say that Dipsifica is an S tier ship. And here's my reasoning for that. First of all, I get that Dipsifica is the absolute, it's the most canonical ship. It's the one that, it's not technically canon in the show. It's not actually happened in the show, and it's not gonna technically happen because, Alex has said that, like, he doesn't really care about that shipping stuff. So he's gonna hint at Dipsifica stuff in the show every now and then, but he's never actually gonna make it canon. So Dipsifica is not technically a ship that's gonna be canon. Of course, canon is not how I'm ranking these things. So, basically, A tier for me is where Dipsifica lies, mainly because, well, I get this fact that the ship does have a lot of appeal to it because, it's the whole idea of, like, Dipper being this nerdy dork and Pacifica being the spoiled rich girl, and the two of them getting together. That's a funny idea that works. And, of course, Dipsifica is the self-proclaimed best Gravity Falls ship out there and stuff. So I like it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I hate Dipsifica because that'll be effectively treason in the Gravity Falls fandom. But, I do think Dipsifica is a good ship. I absolutely like Dipsifica. It's definitely one of the better ships out there, and it has the most canonical proof to actually happening. However, my issue with Dipsifica mainly is that it's kind of a weird concept in terms of, like, from the way it originated. Like, I think, like, Pacifica still needed a lot more development to a point where Dipper, it would have made a lot more sense because, like, it's even in the coloring book. Like, when Mabel mentions that she's shipping Dipper and Pacifica, like, Dipper's like, I don't know about this, and then Mabel's like, well, maybe after Pacifica gets all nicer and stuff, then maybe it'll work. And then Dipper's like, So it definitely hints that Dipper is potentially gonna go in that direction, but it's not entirely inching in that point that Dipper is, like, 100% committed to that. So, like, I know I'm gonna have a lot of Dipsifica shippers being like, oh my god, that GFN, he thinks that Dipsifica is an A tier ship. Oh my god, he's not S tier. This is over. It's over. Like, this guy is an idiot. Like, no, I don't hate Dipsifica. I like Dipsifica. It's definitely a good ship, but I don't think it's an A tier, and I don't think it's an S tier ship. And, like, another issue I have with Dipsifica is that it sometimes feels like the ship is a bit too overly emphasized into the show, to the point where it's like, it gets kind of annoying sometimes seeing Dipsifica shippers going like, oh my god, Dipper Pacifica, yay! It's like it's like, I get it, Dipsifica is a good ship, but it's not the entire thing that Gravity Falls is based off of. It's not the entire universe of the show. So I guess my issue with Dipsifica is mainly that, it's a good ship, but I feel like it's gotten a bit too big for its own good. So it's like, I don't really necessarily care about it that much. So that's probably my problem with Dipsifica. But overall, I don't think it's a bad ship. I think it's a good ship, and it definitely deserves its point in A tier. I would give it a higher S tier ranking if I was, a more hardline Dipsifica shipper, but I'm not that. And my opinion on shipping is neutral overall. Like, I don't ship any ship in the show. Like, I don't really care about ships in Gravity Falls. I just like ships in terms of, like, the good story appeal to them, or the way it could help develop a story with the connection with the show. It's like, that's a good idea. Like, it works in that sense. And oh my god, what the heck is the chat going up? Why are you guys like, guys? I put Pine Says in if you ship this, get help. Like, it's over. Like, forget about Pine Says. It's over. Like, forget about all these below F tier ships. So we're gonna move on from there. Okay, so next ship, Wendip. Okay, so Wendip. So let's discuss Wendip because we all know what Wendip is canonically in terms of the show. It is dead in the water. It is more sunk to the bottom of the ocean than the Titanic is, and it's probably doing a lot better down there than Titanic is, considering if you've seen the news about Titanic. But like, Wendip's problem is obviously, let's be clear let's get this out of the way beforehand. The issue with Wendip is clearly the age gap. Dipper is 12, Wendy is 15, and obviously that does not work in terms of the overall aspect of the ship. So the problem, of course, one of the things that I see a lot of Wendip shippers try to say is like, oh, but okay, but Wendip can still happen because, like, you remember in Phineas and Ferb and Vanessa, they eventually got together, and it was like when in the Act Your Age episode when Ferb and Vanessa are like in university and stuff, and they getting together, and it's like, yeah, technically speaking, in that sense, Wendip could work in terms of that aspect, but the show doesn't do that. Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb's biggest difference in that regard is that Wendy and Dipper do not have a future moment where we see them getting together like we do in Phineas and Ferb, where Ferb and Vanessa get together. And there's two other problems with Wendip that doesn't make it as doable as with Ferb and Vanessa, because first of all, the issue is obviously there's no time skip into the future because Gravity Falls is never going to have a time skip, and hot take here, I hope Gravity Falls never has a time skip, because I'm not someone who ever wants to see a future Gravity Falls where the characters are all grown up and stuff, because it kind of ruins the whole finale endless, timeless, and end of summer feel to it. But the issue there is that because we've never seen the characters grown up, and we never see Wendip, working in that sense, there's no way of proving that, Wendip could work in the future. And then the second problem, and this is the biggest one with Wendip, is that, with Ferb and Vanessa definitely, they had a thing, like they eventually got together because, they both wanted it. So for some reason, the Phineas and Ferb writers did that. So Ferb and Vanessa canonically works because the show made it happen. But with Wendip, the problem is that Dipper wanted Wendy, but Wendy did not want with Dipper, because she made it clear to Dipper, like, hey, like I don't want our relationship to become a relationship. I want it to stay a friendship type situation. So friendship is where I want this to be at, and that was the whole point of Wendip. It was a lesson to Dipper in terms of how rejection, basically. That's what Wendip is all about. It's the whole story of like how Dipper basically has to learn in the show that you're not always going to get the girl you want. And Wendy in this case is like, I like, even when I was interviewing Alex Hirsch, like he described Wendy and Dipper's crush on Wendy as basically like that crush on the babysitter you have. So the whole point of Wendip here is that Dipper has to learn that he is not going to have, like, this is not going to work because because Wendy doesn't want this to happen, and obviously the age gap issue as well, but Wendy doesn't want this ship to occur. And that's the important factor. Like, the reason Pacifica works is because Dipper and Pacifica definitely show interest in the show and canonical material that they probably are going to become a thing, but Wendy and Dipper don't work in the sense that Dipper wanted the ship but Wendy didn't. And Wendy's denial and Wendy's refusal for Wendip is the reason why it doesn't work, because she doesn't want this ship to happen. She wants Dipper and, oh my god, a helicopter just flew by. Okay, but anyways, like Wendy doesn't want Dipper, like, in that relationship types, if you get what I mean. So like for her, this is it's not gonna work for that reason. So that's the problem. But the reason why I'm gonna put Wendip in C tier, however, is because of that lesson aspect. Because Wendip, because like remember what I said in the rules for the tier list is that a ship could be ranked higher if it teaches a valuable lesson to the characters in hand. And for that reason, Wendip, oh my god, why did I spell that right? But basically, and for that reason, Wendip has an important lesson to learn to teach Dipper in the sense. Like, Wendip is all about Dipper learning that, he's not going to get the relationship that he wants, and he has to accept that, sometimes they're going to be friend zoned, and that's definitely what happened to Dipper here. So it's a good lesson to both Dipper and the viewer in terms of, relationships and how that works out. And for that reason, Wendip definitely has a an important lesson aspect that makes it a higher ranked ship than I would say. Like, I mean, shipping wise, like if we're going by purely the shipping aspect of it, like I would put One Dip in like the D or E tier because it doesn't work in the obvious sense. But because of the lesson aspect of what One Dip teaches Dipper, it's a bit higher ranked in my opinion for that reason, because it's a lesson that Dipper learns from there. So that's sort of my reasoning for why One Dip is a better ship in that regard, because it's a lesson learned to Dipper than just shipping wise it's not a good ship, but there's that. But yeah, okay, I'm looking at the chat and I'm noticing, okay, what is going on? So what's up with the chat? Like, let me just look at the, please stop engaging with what's going on in the chat? Like, why is everybody, is everything good? Like, I just want to make sure, like, I was monologuing about One Dip for like a few seconds, so is everything good in the chat? Is all good? Yeah, like this one person says, like, I like the dynamic but I don't like the ship. Like, that's the thing, like Dipper and Wendy, like it's it's an interesting concept, but it obviously at the end of the day it doesn't work for the reasons I mentioned before, and I'm not gonna monologue again, but that's the point. There's a weird person. Who's the weird person? Oh yeah, also Gremlin. Hey, how's it going? I don't know if you noticed this, but I forgot completely that I made you a moderator on the chat for a while back. I don't know why I did that, but you have the power to, I don't know, block someone if they're if they're being annoying in the chat. So there's that. It's fine. Just mod should keep an eye on. Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, we'll keep an eye on there. Okay, keep an eye on that person. I'll check. If I don't know. Maybe, okay. If people are saying like they've been causing problems, let me just check. I might put them in timeout for like a few minutes, so that should work. Okay, I think that should help for a bit. Maybe that'll keep the chat less. There we go. Okay, but anyways, I don't know when did. Okay, yeah, thanks. Oh, thank you so much. Like, that's great. Like, cause I really should probably get more chat moderation in this, because if things go like that. But yeah, okay, that person that everybody is mentioning, we've muted them now, so they shouldn't cause any problems now. So that should be good. Okay, anyways, moving on. Let's start. Let's go to Dipper. Oh God, Dipper X Mermando. Who made this tier list? They had to add that image. Oh God, that's hilarious. Dipper X Mermando. Where do we rank that, chat? Like, where do we rank Dipper X Mermando? I mean, I don't think it's a good ship in the sense that it works. I'm probably gonna put it into F tier because it's just not a good ship, because technically Dipper really wasn't really after that. So there's that. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be a situation here. Give me a second, guys. Okay, let me see. S for serious, A for the lulz. Yeah, okay, yeah. For seriousness, like Dipper X Mermando is an F tier ship, but for the lulz, it's an A tier ship. Okay, we're gonna leave it there. Let's then see what else is going on. Dipper X Corn Maze Girl. That was one of those one-off roadside attraction ships that happened. Yeah, I don't know. Where do we rank Corn Maze Girl? It never really worked out, so I think I'm gonna put it into the neutral tier, because it's just like, it's neutral. Like, I don't really have an opinion on it. Like, there's no way of determining if that ship would have worked in the show, and there's also no way of proving that it wouldn't have. So I'm just gonna put it into neutral tier for C tier. Oh boy. Dipper and Gideon. I forgot about that ship. Why is that a thing? I have no idea. Why is Dipper and Gideon a ship? Why did anyone in the Gravity Falls fandom ever wake up one morning and decide, I'm gonna ship Dipper and Gideon? I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it straightforward. If you ship this, get help, because Dipper and Gideon does not make any sense at all. And I also don't think it's an F tier ship in the sense that, like, the two of them hate each other. Like, Dipper beat the shit out of him when he kidnapped Mabel. Like, of course he's not gonna ship it. Why does that exist? Yeah, it's F tier. It's like, if you ship this, get out. Like, get help. It's like probably one of those ironic ships that people ship like just for jokes. Dipper X Journals. Oh my god, yeah, Dipper X Journals, Dipper X Therapy. He definitely needs that, especially after what we learned in the Book of Bill. Get a lot of help tier. Okay, and then we have Mabel X Gideon. I'm just gonna put it this way: Mabel X Gideon is an F tier ship, and look, I've seen a resurgence at least a while back. I remember seeing Mabel and Gideon becoming a ship in like Gravity Falls future type of AU concepts. Like, I don't know if you've seen that stuff, like where you've seen like Mabel and Gideon, like, in the future Gravity Falls type comics and stuff, where like Mabel and Gideon are together and they are for some reason working and like they're a couple or whatever. It's like, I never understood why people did that. Like, I think the reason why people put Gideon into a relationship with Mabel there is because Gideon is like the only character that we have at all that kind of works in terms of a ship with Mabel, because there's no other character that we saw on the show that works. But I never understood why that was the case, just because like have you seen the show, guys? Like, Mabel hates Gideon. Like, Mabel hates Gideon's guts even after Gideon improved himself or whatever. Like, Mabel hates Gideon, and I don't think having Mabel and Gideon together works at all, because like, remember, Mabel got kidnapped by Gideon. Like, Gideon literally fucking took a giant robot and like grabbed Mabel and just tried to run off until Dipper came in and started punching him in the face. Like, it's like, why does that even work? Like, why would you even ship that? It's like, Mabel doesn't like Gideon. It's like, it's even worse than it's because like, it's like, you get the point. That's like, it doesn't work. Like, it makes no sense. And it's like even if you take into account that Gideon is younger than Mabel, like, that's even worse for obvious reasons. Like, it makes no sense on any level to ship Mabel and Gideon. Like, I never understood why people like that ship. And yes, like someone else mentioned in the chat, the creepy letters. Like, if you've never seen the creepy letter shorts, like, Gideon said some really creepy things regarding like his obsession with Mabel. It's like almost creepy stalker level behavior. It's like, I wouldn't wish this on any of my worst enemies. Like, for like, Gideon is not someone you want to have shipped with. That's just like, ugh. Like, yeah, like no point in time would I ever have any interest in this. So like, yeah, F tier, absolute F tier. The only reason I'm not putting it in if you ship this, get help, is because some people have spun Mabel and Gideon into sort of working and whatever, but there's always some point where it could, whatever, I don't know. But I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to say that Mabel X Gideon is a bad tier ship. It's a horrible ship. If you ship it, like, what's wrong? Okay, anyways, moving on. I'm gonna put all the ships that Dipper had with like the girls in Roadside Attraction like into C tier, because we've never seen what happens with them. Like, they kind of make sense. Like, maybe Dipper could have worked something out with them, but we also don't know if they're good characters or bad characters. So there's no way of 100% determining if those characters could have been good, compatible with Dipper. So there's no way of saying like, this character is good to ship with Dipper, this character is good to ship with Dipper. There's no way I can, determine that. So I'm just gonna put them in C tier, because remember, C tier is neutral ground here. If something is in C tier, it's just like, yeah. But yeah, overall, next ship, Candip. Oh, Candip. Oh, moment of silence for Candip, guys. Moment of silence for our fallen ship, killed by Roadside Attraction, an episode that I don't hate that much, but I know a lot of fans do. Where do we even begin with Candip? Like, before Roadside Attraction aired, Candip definitely had some merit to it. Like, let's forget Roadside Attraction for a second and think about what Candip could do. Dipper is sort of a nerdy character, as we've seen. Like, he's not like a nerd character, but he's like smart. Candy also has some of the similar traits in that regard. So the two of them definitely had a lot of things going for each other. Like, they both have a lot of compatibility in terms of like personality wise. It definitely seemed like the ships could have worked in some way. However, Candip was, we've all seen Roadside Attraction. We all know what that episode did. And I'm going to make a hot take here. If Roadside Attraction had not done what it did and made Candip canon only to kill it off, in my opinion, it would have been a rival to Dipsifica today. And in my opinion also, there's a lot more sense in Candip than Dipsifica. Yeah, I said it. Sue me, guys. Sue me. Yeah, my reasoning again is like Candip has a lot, makes kind of more sense than Dipsifica in the sense of like character compatible, like character personalities. But I don't think that it technically could have worked in terms of like obviously what happened with the show. Like Roadside Attraction definitely killed the ship off for obvious reasons, but Candip definitely, in my opinion, seemed to like lean onto kind of possibly hinting at maybe working, maybe not, I don't know, but it definitely seemed like it could have been a better ship than what it ended up being ranked as. So I really want to put Candip in the C tier for that reason, because there's that reason, but also let's be real for a second. We have to go by canon and discuss the actual canonical aspects of Candip here, because it has the same problem that One Dip had. It's not in the age gap issue, because Dipper and Candy are about the same age, I think. But the problem that Candip had is that Candy wanted Dipper, but Dipper didn't. So Dipper is now the Wendy in this situation, that he has to deal with a relationship with someone who wants him, but he doesn't, and now he has to deal with that. And obviously we saw what happened in Roadside Attraction in that regard. So I don't think necessarily Candip could have worked in that regard, but it has the same Dipsifica problem. It has the same Wendip problem in the sense that it just definitely couldn't have worked in that regards. But yeah, it's a shame the ship didn't work out that way. I definitely feel like Candip could have been a much better ship. I would have loved to have seen it in a universe where Candip wasn't, killed off canonically by Roadside Attraction, and it would have been a rival ship to Dipsifica today. That would have been so funny to see the rivalry between Dipsifica and Candip shippers, because, Dipsifica shippers would be like, oh, your ship never had any proof in the show of being canon, and then Candip shippers would go back at Dipsifica shippers and be like, yeah, but the show never told us the ship was not canon, so it's still canon, so it could have been canon. It would have been such a funny rivalry to see Candip and Dipsifica shippers going at each other, but yeah, we live in a world where Candip is dead. Like also side note, Candip died like crazy, where did all the Candip shippers go? Like Wendip still has some community left to it. Like the Wendip subreddit, for example, still has occasional posts. Like there hasn't been a post on the Candip subreddit in like fucking 2 years. It's like, where did all of you Candip shippers go? It's like, yeah, okay, the ship is canonically dead, but so is canonically dead Wendip. But like, where did all you shippers go? Like, it makes no sense. It's like this poor ship got killed off so quickly thanks to Roadside Attraction, and it's like there's no one left to ship it. It's a shame. It's honestly a shame. But yeah, anyways, that's my opinion on Candip and my rant over there. Let me just check the chat. Oregon Parks Department is here. Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, I still gotta finish catching up on the videos on the channel. Like that is so great. Honestly, I really love the effort you put into that channel, bro. Like it's amazing. It's like, keep up the good work. But retreated embarrassment. I definitely am embarrassment to myself and everybody around me, so there's that. But the shipping wars would have been awful in retrospect. Yeah, it would have been a pretty toxic thing to deal with, but then again, I survived the Star versus the Force of Evil fandom. I've seen what a true toxic shipping war is like, so nothing the Gravity Falls fandom could do with regards to Candip and Wendip could ever get close to what I saw in like the Starco and Marco and stuff. That shit, like, oh god, the Star fandom. I never want to think about the Star fandom ever again. Ugh. Anyways, we're getting off track here. Next ship is the one Mabe Pacifica. Good old Mabel and Pacifica. I'm gonna say it instantly. This is a B tier ship. I love Mabe Pacifica. This is probably one of my favorite non-canon ships in the show, because obviously there's no canonical proof that Mabe Pacifica will happen in the show, but there's also nothing telling you against it either. So same reason why what Candip could have been. And yeah, deal with it, guys. I put it in B tier. Yeah. And but yeah, my reasoning for liking it, like Mape Pacifica is a funny ship in terms of like, it's definitely had a popularity boost since what's it called, since the Owl House aired, like since Lumity happened, like Mape Pacifica had an explosion in popularity again, and it's been pretty cool to see the love that Mape Pacifica has had again. Like it sort of died out after the show ended, but it's had a resurgence in popularity. And like, let's be real, guys. Mape Pacifica is not canonically gonna happen, but it has a little bit of merit to it. Like, it kind of works in some ways, but you could make the argument, yeah, they hated each other, but then again, so did Dipper and Pacifica, and they're now the main ship. Like, again, like, that's my point. It's like, it's not canonical. It's not gonna canonically happen. We all know that, but it makes some sense in the sense that, like, it's kind of a funny ship, and it's a wholesome ship, and there's really nothing I hate about Mape Pacifica. It's a pretty funny ship. Like let's be real. I used to not be the biggest Mape Pacifica shipper, and again, like I said, I'm not a shipper in overall. Like, I'm neutral on ships, but I think Mape Pacifica definitely has a good fan base to it, and there's definitely a lot of fun people who talk about the ship and have discussions about it. My only issue with Mape Pacifica, my only issue with this ship is the fact that some people try to use it to justify buildup. And that's my biggest problem with Mape Pacifica. Because if you look on, like, fanfic tags, like, I've heard this from friends who make fanfics, like, they tell me, like, the fanfic tag for Mape Pacifica is huge, but the problem is that a lot of it is because, they're build-up fanfics that are in it. So, like, people will ship Mabel with Pacifica so that way they can justify build-up. And that is, like, that's just, like, no, it's like, don't do that. This ship doesn't deserve that. Like, like, I don't hate Mape Pacifica, but I obviously hate build-up for the obvious reasons that everybody knows. So that's my biggest problem with Mape Pacifica. But at the same time, it's a small percentage of the fandom, like mainly the fanfic writers, and I'm no longer in, like, the fanfic community anymore like I used to be. So for that reason, I can't, like, that's my biggest gripe with Mape Pacifica, and why I'm putting in B tier instead of, like, A tier alongside the Pacifica, just to piss off the fandom. But yeah, that's my biggest problem with Mape Pacifica. It's like, people try to use it to justify build-up, and I don't like that. But that's a small group of the fandom, and I focus on the more positive aspects of the fandom. And there's a lot of Mape Pacifica shippers who ship it specifically and are not of dips, are not build-up shippers. Like, that's not, so those are the people that I like more. Like, those are the guys who make a lot of good ships. Like, there's some really good Mape Pacifica focused, like, fanfics and art out there. And if you're in the fandom and you look at it, you'll know what I mean. It's like, there's some amazing stuff. Like, if you were in the old school Gravity Falls fandom, you'll probably remember Sailor Leo and her Reunion Falls fanfic, Reunion Falls AU, and that was a huge factor in, like, why Mape Pacifica was so popular back in the day. Like, that has some amazing artwork for it in comics, and that's a good example of a ship that uses Mape Pacifica for the right aspects. It doesn't try to make it into a build-up type of justification. So Mape Pacifica, in that sense, like, artists like Sailor Leo are the type of people who made Mape Pacifica so good. Those are the people who I think have made the ship worth it in that sense. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically my opinion on Mape Pacifica. It's a good ship. I don't hate it. I know it's not going to be canon, but there's a lot of good aspects to it. There's obviously these bad people who ruined the ship for that reason, but the overall aspect of Mape Pacifica is that it's a pretty fun ship, and that works. But yeah, Sailor Leo. Someone noticed. Also, oh, hey, Bill Slafer, lover. Where are we gonna put Bildemon? Please tell me I said it correctly. Bill Lemon. Oh god, I can't believe I said that. If you know, you know. But yeah, I don't know, maybe S tier, whatever. We'll put it there, honorary S tier. Why not? Don't let Clay know. Okay, now Mabel X Mermando. Where do we put Mabel X Mermando? I think Mabel and Mermando definitely had a thing. Like, the ship definitely could have worked. But it's Bill Lemon. By the way, if you're wondering, all the bad ships, the pro ships, they're all in If You Ship This, Get Help, so don't worry about that. But where do we put Mabel and Mermando? I don't know, like, Mabel and Mermando, and then it was a ship that definitely seemed to work, but I don't know, it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I'm gonna say it's neutral because, or maybe put it in B tier. Like my only reason for putting in B tier is because the ship died. But like Mabel and Ramondo definitely seem to have worked, but yeah, it's kind of forgettable. It's probably the only ship that Mabel had that definitely seemed to have possibly happened, but beyond that, I don't really have much of an opinion on Mabel and Ramondo, so there's that. Mabel X Norman, no, that's an absolute no, because obviously Mabel X Norman, it's not Norman, it's a fucking gnome. It's literally a bunch of Keemstars stacked up on top of each other, so that's an absolute no, no shipping that. Like, if you ship that, get help. Moving on from there, I'm gonna try and speed run some of these. Mabel X Gabe, F tier, that guy was an absolute piece of shit for obvious reasons. Yeah, also Ramondo is married. Yeah, poor guy. He got into a forced marriage. I'm Pakistani, so I know how that feels. Okay, Mabel X. No, not Mabel. Gabe X's puppets. This is an absolute E tier ship. I'm just gonna put it in there because this is a toxic ship, and I think it's too funny to put it in F tier. But actually, no. Yeah, you're right. Maybe put it in F tier because that's a stupid ship. We all hate Gabe. This is a unfriendly to Gabe zone. So everybody fuck Gabe. All my homies hate Gabe. Anyways, Mabel X Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton is a dead guy, so he obviously doesn't work. Obviously, Mabel was ahead of her time in terms of that, so there's some factor in that, but it's an F tier ship for the fact that obviously, Alexander Hamilton is a dead guy and also a fucking adult, so we all know where that was gonna go. Cue the Kendrick music. Moving on from there, we have Goat and a Pig. S tier ship. S tier ship. This is our first S tier ship. Goat and a Pig. There is no arguing S tier ship. That is an S tier ship. Also, yeah, I'm gonna put Mabel X Hamilton into if your ship does get help for obvious reasons. But S tier ship for Goat and a Pig. Mabel X Gompers is the best ship ever. We all know, we've all heard the song. We all know they're filing taxes and buying a condo together. Goat and a Pig. Cute. Where's Neil Cicerego when you need him? Solid S tier ship. No arguments there. We can all agree on that. That is a perfect ship. Mabel X Robbie. I'm gonna put that in E tier. Look, my reasoning for putting it in E tier and not F tier is because we all know that Mabel and Wendy and Robbie definitely were friends growing up. Like they were childhood friends, and they know each other. But obviously, we've seen in the show why Robbie is a horrible boyfriend. So I'm gonna put it in E tier for the fact that the ship definitely happened. It definitely worked for a bit. But I'm against the whole fact about that. Like it doesn't work. So Wendy X Robbie definitely doesn't work there. It's a E tier ship in that sense. Yeah, also, yeah, words not wording, I get it. Definitely, if I misname someone in the characters in terms of ship, do let me know in the chat so I can definitely be berated for it and correct it immediately, because, yeah, we all know that, that would have been a really bad moment. My life flashed before my eyes. Okay, Wendy X Tambry. What would I rank Wendy X Tambry? I'm gonna say this is a C tier ship. My reasoning for putting in C tier, because we never saw the ship happening, so there's no way of proving it could have worked or it couldn't have worked. But also, let me just put it this way. Full secret, in case you didn't already know it, Alex Hirsch confirmed in the interview that Wendy was always going to canonically be bi, but he couldn't get away with that for Disney reasons, whatever. So that was something that was we couldn't put it in the interview because of the reasoning for that, but that was something that could have happened. So Wendy, under the aspect of possibly being bi, definitely could have worked in terms of her and Tambry, but obviously we're never going to see that because it's that, but it's a C tier ship in that regard. Robbie and Tambry, I'm gonna put this in the D tier for the fact that it's forced, like the whole spraying the bottle thing. That's rare Mabel Pines L. But yeah, I said it. Yeah, but yeah, like that's the problem for Mabel. Oh my! Why do I keep saying Mabel? Ugh! Okay. It's Robbie and Tambry. It's Robbie and Tambry. Look at the fucking image. It's Robbie X Tambry, not Mabel. There's no Mabel here. Okay. Robbie X Tambry. That ship doesn't work for the obvious reason that it obviously is the characters, were forced into that relationship. But also, I don't know if you remember, Journal Tree confirmed. Yeah, exactly. Someone said in the chat, Journal Tree confirms that the potion effect eventually wears off. So the two of them still being together after that, it definitely hints that they could have still been a couple. So there's that reason. I'm not a big fan of Robbie and Tambry for that reason, so I'm not really gonna put anything there. So I'm just gonna leave it there. Nate and Lee. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in C tier because whatever. I don't really have an opinion on that ship, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Same with the other ship here. Was that Nate or was that Lee? Chad, if do you know who that is? Yeah, bro died. Yeah, no, I had to mute my mic. It's evening here. It's getting late. It's approaching dinner time, so I gotta get something done for that. But yeah, don't worry, guys. I muted it on purpose. That was supposed to happen. But let's see. Okay, so you guys are saying that was Nate. So um, okay, so I'm gonna put that Tambry and Nate in the C tier as well. But yeah, I think I don't know. I don't really have much interest in that. Um, there's not really much to say in regards to that. So I'm just gonna put him in the C tier for that reason. Okay, moving on from there, we then have Mabel X, the Mattress King guy. This is another, if you ship this, get help for obvious reasons. First of all, I think the guy is definitely way too old for Mabel for obvious reasons. That's not good. Again, cue the Kendrick Lamar music. Other than that, the guy is voiced by Justin Roiland, and we all hate Justin Roiland here for obvious reasons. So there's that. I got my voice changed there for a second. Okay. Moving on to the next guy. These are all the guys that Mabel was dating with the whole what's it called that dating montage. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. These guys, I'm gonna put all these in automatic C tier because we never saw what happens with these guys. They just sort of existed. So there's that. The Snadger. Okay, that's another. Well, let me just put that in S tier. S tier because Snadger. They made a Snadger. Let's hope that happened. Also, one of my favorite Tumblr users is named the Snadger. They made my favorite variation of the Time Stuck fanfics. So great shout out to Snadger, by the way. Amazing fanfic, by the way. There. Yeah, S tier ship. We're gonna put Snadger in S tier. Um, so the old lady and that old guy in the Love God. I'm gonna put this one in the. Okay, this one's a complicated ship because we all know the story behind why that was the case. Because that was the ship where the it was originally going to be a lesbian couple, and then the show had to Alex had to cut that because Disney were absolutely appalling. So I don't know. It's like I want to put this ship higher because it's still wholesome, but because of the way it was cut, like I don't know. It's like I'm gonna put it in the D tier for or I don't know E tier or D tier, guys. What do you think? D, E, or F? Like where does the retcon version of the ship work? Is it a D tier? Is it an E tier or is it an F tier ship? Um, yeah, it's just it sucks like what happened with this whole story. It's like, yeah. F tier out of spite. Okay, first reaction was F tier out of spite. Out of spite. So we're putting in an F tier for that reason. F tier because fuck Disney. Other than that, Blubs X Durland. Oh yeah, we all know this is an absolute F tier ship. This is just kidding, guys. We all know this is an S tier ship. This is an S tier ship. Blubs X Sterling will always be S tier for obvious reasons. We don't need to debate that at all. It's an F tier ship. It's an S tier ship. It's an S tier ship. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Why did I pick today of all days to do a live stream when I can't even fucking talk? Anyways, okay, we all get that. Bill Stan. F tier, guys? Or no, I'm putting all Bill ships in, almost all Bill ships in here, so we're gonna put that there. Ship this, you can need help, because, why would Stan ever want to get together with Bill Cipher? Like, he literally says in the show, you messed with my fucking family, you're gonna die now, bro. So, obviously, Stan Bill doesn't work for that obvious reason. There's that. The only gay ship which Alex can sneak. Yep, get help. Definitely get help there. What else do we got? Okay, Stan X Lazy Susan. Again, that ship didn't. We all saw what happened in that ship. I'm gonna put into E tier here because we saw in the show that Stan at first definitely had a crush on Lazy Susan, but then Lazy Susan was kind of harassing him with phone calls over and over again, and Stan was kind of regretting it. And then, I don't know, the ship never just went anywhere beyond that. It's kind of just died. So I don't know. I don't really care about Stan X Lazy Susan. It kind of just leave it there. Okay. Oh, God. I have to now discuss Bill Ford. Half of Tumblr is going to hate me after this. Half of Tumblr is going to probably love me after this. I don't know. I'm gonna put Bill Ford in C tier, and I'm now gonna discuss in great length why I put Bill Ford in C tier. If you saw one of my other videos, I discussed Bill Ford a bit. My issue with Bill Ford obviously is the fact that as a ship, it's bad because Bill and Ford are a pretty horrible toxic relationship. It's pretty bad there, but Bill Ford is a good lesson. And as you remember, as I got to bring out the tap on the sign again, point 2 about like why I put ships here. Ranking number 2 is whether or not they teach a lesson regarding the overall story, and in turn, a bad ship could be up here on a higher ranking if it teaches a good lesson. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. So if we're ranking Bill Ford purely by shipping, then it's an absolute F tier or get help ship. But Bill Ford teaches an important lesson in the overall story that we see with the Book of Bill, and that is toxic relationships. We've all had probably a Bill Cipher in our life, like be it someone who put us in a toxic relationship, or a friendship, or a family member who puts us in a toxic situation. There is a Bill Cipher that we can all relate to, and this person put us into a bad situation, hurt us, definitely manipulated us, put us through shit, and we found a way to escape this toxic person and finally move on with our life. And Bill Ford is a good example of showing the two different aspects of how someone can react to that. They could become, they could be regretful and be like, why did he leave me? Why did Ford leave me? I'm Bill Cipher, I'm a piece of shit. And, that could have been that's what Bill did. Like, Bill looked at this and he was like, why did Ford leave me? I'm just gonna drink my problems away and cry about my mommy who I murdered billions of years ago. And there's that. That's one way you could go about it, or you could go about it in terms of the way Ford did, in that Ford eventually found his way out of that whole situation and was able to look at the whole situation that he was in and realize, I was in a horrible relationship with this horrible piece of shit triangle, and I managed to escape it. And now I found happiness with my family. That's what he says in the Book of Bill. He's like, he found happiness through realizing that his family is more important than some glory that would come from doing the bidding of a Dorito. And that's sort of the message I take away from Bill Ford, is that I don't like Bill Ford as a ship. I hate Bill Ford as a ship. But I like the lesson that it teaches us, in that how to escape toxic relationships and toxic situations. It's an interesting case study or a read in terms of toxic relationships. It's a good lesson in that. And I think people have spread some of the clips from the Alex Search interview about that as well. Like, Alex sort of mentions, how Bill Ford is in that sense. So, for me, that's my takeaway from Bill Ford. It's not a good ship. It's a bad ship. let's get that clear out of the way. Bilford is a toxic ship. It does not deserve to be an S tier or anything higher than where it is right now. If I had the complete control, I would put it into F tier. But I have stated clearly that Bilford is that I'm going to put ships in a higher ranking if they teach a lesson, and Bilford definitely has a lesson in toxic relationships. We've all been through something similar. Like, I've sure as hell been through my fair share of horrible people in my past. So, Bilford is a good case study in terms of escaping toxic people, escaping toxic relationships, finding happiness through that, and making out and being a better person on the other end. Like, coming out of a toxic relationship is hard because you have to admit as well on your end as well that you did wrong, you fucked up as well, that you allowed yourself to find this situation. You can blame the other person entirely, but part of it is also accepting that you screwed up as well. And for me, that was how I found my way out of various different situations in the past that I've dealt with. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate in the same way that you eventually found your way out of bad situations through similar means. So that's sort of what Bilford to me is all about. It's the lesson in how to escape toxic relationships and how one deals with toxic relationships. So Bilford, for that reason, I'm going to put it in C tier for that reason. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think Bill would become a better person. We've seen it. Like, he's doomed to be in the Theraprism forever. Like, shout out to anyone who's watching this from the Theraprism. Hope you're enjoying your mandatory therapy. Stan X Carla McCorkle. This is an F tier ship because Carla is an absolute unfaithful cheater. She left Stan the second she saw some stupid hippie with playing, I don't know, whatever music. Like, yeah. Suddenly her hot pants turn to bell bottoms and she takes off into a rainbow rocket. Like poor Stan. Like his poor guy. He got left in a 1950s themed diner. Like, imagine losing your girl to a fucking hippie. That's just sad. Yeah. So Carla, fuck Carla. Everybody hates Carla. She left Stan heartbroken. We all love Stan here. So Carla, we all hate him. Stan X Darlene. If you ship this, get help. No one likes spiders unless you're, I don't know, you prefer spiders. I don't know, for some reason. Good on you, I guess. But we all hate spiders, so spider, fuck Darlene as well. Stan X Marilyn, aka Ida from the Owl House. I'm gonna put this in the neutral tier. I'm not the biggest Stan X Ida shipper. Let's be real, the canonical proof in the Owl House and Gravity Falls definitely shows that, Stan and Ida definitely got together at some point, but I'm not the biggest fan of that whole connected universe theory stuff. Like, I like it. I'm not going to protest against it if it happens, but I'm not the biggest fan of Stan X Ida, but I also don't hate it. It's neutral. I'm neutral tier. It's neutral tier there. So we're going to put it into neutral tier for that reason. I'm just on that, so there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much that's what I rank. It's like, if you think it's an A tier ship, go for it. Like, it's definitely a good ship. But also at the same time, let's remember, Ida stole Stan's car. It's like guy, if there's one thing you don't steal from a guy, it's his car. Like, it's like, that was literally Stan's house for his entire time while he was on the run. So Ida basically stole Stan's house. Poor Stan. But yeah, it's a funny ship. I definitely think it's an interesting idea, but that's sort of where I stand on it. Like, I don't really care about Stan X Ida that much, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Fit author, Ford X McGucket. I'm gonna put Ford X McGucket in the B tier. I definitely think it's a good ship. I do like the concepts that Fit author has for it. Like, I think my interest, diving into the Tumblr side of the Gravity Falls fandom, definitely has warmed me up to that ship a lot more than I did in the past. Like, same for Maid Pacifica. But for me, Fit author is sort of just it's a ship. It's a good ship. I don't really have much of an opinion on it, but I don't hate it to the point. I don't have a issue with it to the point I would put it into neutral tier, but I also don't like it to the point where I put it into S tier or A tier. It's a good ship. I like Fit author. I think it's a good ship. I like, if you ship Fit author, that's great. Good on you. That's a good ship. I definitely like Fit author. I have a lot of positive views on it. Oh my God, Steph's here. Hey Steph, how's it going? Sorry if I didn't see you in the chat earlier. Should we rank Fit Out there into A tier just because Steph's here, so that we don't piss anyone off? Just kidding, just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, for me, Fit Out there is a B tier ship. I think it's a good ship. I wouldn't necessarily put it as my absolute favorite ship, but I obviously think it's a good ship. I definitely think it's it's pretty fun. There's a lot of good fan art for it. It's pretty wholesome. And back when I was a fanfic writer, I did sort of hint at Fit Out there in some points in some old fanfics of mine. So yeah, so we'll leave it at B tier and call it a day there. Sussex Melody, that's an instant S tier ship. There's no arguing about Susan Melody. That's an instant S tier ship. Anyone who disagrees is absolutely wrong on that. S tier ship all the way. Moving on from there, Sussex Giffany. If you ship this, please get help because we have all seen the show. We've all know what happened with Giffany. So we're leaving it there. Also, if you've seen, also a lot of people are realizing that Bill would probably pronounce Giffany as Jiffany, considering he pronounces GIFs as GIFs. So there's that. So that's fun. Stan X Abuelita. Where do we rank that? I'm gonna put it in C tier as well because I don't really have a super insane opinion about Stan X Abuelita, but I also don't have any negative opinions about it either. I just think it's sort of in the middle ground. It's like I don't really care about it, to be honest. I don't really mind. Other than that, where else do we rank? Where else do we put on here? Not McGucket. What was it? What is it? Giffany X Rumble. That ship. I'm gonna put this into again C tier. I really don't have an opinion on. I can't. I literally cannot think today. What's going on? Giffany X Rumble, because like I think that it's not a bad ship. I really don't hate it, but I don't really have an opinion on it either. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. But actually, Journal 3 did technically mention it. McGucket X Giffany. I have a feeling my mispronunciation of ships today is gonna create a bunch of new ships for the Gravity Falls fandom to deal with. So, actually, I'm gonna put into B tier. Actually, it's definitely not a bad ship. It's not hurting anyone as well. It's just two video game pixels shipping each other. So, I mean, Journal 3 did show that they do definitely kind of get together. So I'm probably gonna leave it there. We'll just call it a day there. Okay, we got a few more ships left. Grenda and Candy. That one's actually I've never actually thought about that. Would Candy and Grenda be a ship? I don't know. I gotta think on this one. What do you think, chat? Would Candy and Grenda be a ship, or is it more of a doesn't work out ship? Like this is one of those situations where even I'm just like, I don't know, what do I think about this one? I'm kind of stumped. Grandy. that's an interesting ship name. He would so kiss himself, Bill. I don't know, a lot of people are saying it's an F tier. F for friendship. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, F for friendship. Blended X here. Oh my god! If I could give you an award for that one, definitely you deserve that. That was a good one. Blended X hair. Good job, Trash Raccoon. But yeah, I don't necessarily see Candy and Grenda as being romantically a ship, but I also think that it's a ship that definitely, maybe someone out there ships it, like maybe one person out of like a billion Gravity Falls fans ships it. So I'm gonna put it into D tier because I definitely don't think it works as a ship. I'm definitely leaning on the it doesn't work type end of the ship, but I don't think it's bad to a point where it's like horrible. Like if you ship this is bad, it's just like it's a it doesn't really work, to be honest. I don't see it. Like, I'd say more of it as like them being friends. Granda X Marius was his name, right? That was his name. Blendin X Respect. Everybody in the chat, just come up with Blendin ships that make fun of him. that we'll rank all those later. Granda and Marius, I definitely will put this into A tier alongside Dipsifica, given, this is another ship that definitely works. I don't really have that much of an opinion on it to where I would put into S tier, but I definitely see it as a working ship. It definitely is fun. It's a fun ship. I definitely like it. Bill X Alex Hirsch. So there's that. Bill Cipher X Tad Strange. I am disappointed in the person who made this tier list for not doing Tad Strange X Bread, because that is the only ship that is S tier here alongside Susan Melody, but that is the only S tier ship. So why did the guy who made this tier list not put this guy someone, is that Russian or Ukrainian spelled? What is that? Whoever can read that, tell me what their username is. That way I can say why didn't you not put Tad Strange X Bread here? That's the only ship that matters. But yeah, I mean, literally, Alex literally put a fucking Tad Strange Bread fetish video into the Book of Bill website. What the heck was that? Oh, do I need to mute someone again? Blendin X Screwdriver, Blendin X Barrel Rider, Blendin X... I don't know about that one. Blendin X Promotion, Blendin X Globnar, Blendin X Functional Brain Cell, Blendin X Hair, Blendin X... Blendin X Bill, Blendin X Stuttering. Hey, I relate to that one because I have a stutter problem as well. Blendin X Competence, Blendin X Time Baby, Blendin X... another Time Baby, Blendin X The Mute Button, Blendin X Howling Void, Blendin X Phineas's mom. Oh god. You guys are crazy. That's the best. Blendin X Love, Blendin X Time Wish, Blendin X Lemon Grab. Announcing the arrival of the Earl of Lemon Grab. Okay, but anyways, so Bill X Tad Strange. I don't really care about this ship, so I'm just gonna put it into if you ship this, get help, because Blendin X Tad Strange X Bread is the only ship here that matters for Tad Strange. That's the only ship. Also, I appreciate everybody roasting Blendin. That is the best thing ever. Blendin X A Piece of Wood, Blendin X Not Causing Time Paradoxes, Blendin X Tad Strange, Blendin X Your Mom. Okay, Granda X Gabe. No. F tier ship there because Gabe sucks. Candy X Gabe also F tier because Gabe sucks. Mabel X Candy and Grenda. I'm gonna put these in D tier as well because I really don't care. I really don't see that working. I see them, all three of them, as lifelong friends. And even Alex Hirsch said that Candy and Grenda are Mabel's lifelong friends. So I kind of see that as being the case for them. I wouldn't necessarily see it as a ship, but I'm putting in D tier because obviously someone might out there ship it. So good for them. Okay. Well, we already know where these two ships go. This is clearly, if you ship this, get help, because this is clearly Dipper just X Dipper. Where was OP? Where was Dipper X Dipper X Journal Tree, Dipper X Sleeping, Dipper X Therapy? Where did all the good ships go? Where all my Dipper X getting better, Dipper X Laundry, Dipper X taking a shower more than once a month, because that kid is a walking biohazard. You all know that. Then Chandra Jimenez and Toby Determined. We've all seen that. Remember that Vine that Alex made where it's Chandra Jimenez X... wait, let me try and find that. That Vine that Alex made ages ago. Where is it? Let me just add that. Where is it? Here it is.
So, Chandra, are you glad to finally...
This one.
So, Chandra, are you glad to finally meet me?
No comment.
I think this answers our question instantly right there. That's pretty much the answer to our main question here of the ship here. No comments, so that definitely puts it into C tier. And with that, we've basically gotten everything. The shipping tier is now done. So there's that. Oh wait, let me just fix this display. There we go. So that is now been answered. The shipping list is now complete. Yeah, so we've gotten this. I'm also gonna just quickly, we're gonna do this. Let me just open this thing here and. Okay, also, if you saw the thumbnail of this video, you'll notice that originally that this thumbnail is this page from the Gravity Falls coloring book where, what was it called? Where Mabel shows her future matchmaking projects. So we're going to take a moment to rank these ships as well. Because, these are canonical ships that Mabel sort of hinted at. So let's start here with, Candy X Pool Gel Kid, and Mabel mentions that, I don't know, I just have a strong feeling about this one. So Mabel definitely ships Candy and the Pool Drill Kid. I definitely could see this working. I would put this in the, what's it called? I put this into the B tier, definitely. This is a B tier ship, so that could work. Where's Bill X Linda, Dipper X Help, Dipper X Bava, Disco Girl X Multi-Bear, Dipper Secret Love Bava, Dipper X Conspiracies. So we're just going Dipper ships now. Okay, next from there we have Toot Toot McBumble Snazzler and the tattoo guy. Did I say that right? Toot Toot McBumble Snazzle, right? That guy and Blind Ivan, basically, if you forgot, and the tattoo guy, and they both have a thing for ink and love. So Mabel definitely sees this as being a possible ship. So I definitely see it possibly working. So I don't know, I'll put that in B tier. Toby Determined X Life Coach. This one speaks for itself, as Mabel says. So this is a instant A tier or S tier ship because Toby definitely needs a life coach. This guy definitely needs some help. So I would definitely put that in there. Dipper X Water Tower is the. Wait, why are you guys shipping Dipper with the water tower? Do I miss something? So yeah. So there's that. Lulf and Dundrin, what was his name again? Whatever. The two time agents that arrested Blendon, those guys. Mabel's like, they found love in a hopeless, war-torn future. So, those guys definitely could work. So, I don't know, A tier for those guys. Miss Gleeful X Farmer Sprout. I think Miss Gleeful is definitely a person who daydreams and reads romance novels about running away with a farmer. I don't know. I kind of like this ship. I definitely think that Miss Gleeful definitely needs to escape Doug Ford. I mean, Bud Gleeful. She definitely, definitely Bud Gleeful is not working out with her. You guys seen what Gideon's mom is like? She's like, she looks traumatized. What happened to her? Like, was Gideon that big of a weird creep? I mean, he was, so there's probably that. So, yeah, that definitely is a thing. So that I would put this in A tier ship. I don't know. Farmer Sprout's not really the guy I would see probably, but then again, Mabel definitely seems to have an idea for her. So we all want Miss Gleeful to be better in life. So we'll give her this. We'll give her the dub. Then there's Stan and Abuelita. We've already ranked this ship, so where do we put it? Stan X Abuelita is a C tier ship, so that's going to be there. Mabel's opinion on that is Abuelita strikes me as a sneaky gal. I think she could keep up with Stan's shenanigans, and that is true because we've also seen that she reads Seuss's diary when he's not around. So there's that. So she'd probably vacuum Stan's diary as well. There's that. Other than that, we have Quentin Tremblay, ex-American guy, and Mabel's like, they could talk politics and talk about how the U.S. was once great, not anymore. But there's that Quentin Tremblay, an America guy. America's best president, because we all know we need Tremblay nowadays. Luckily, I'm Canadian, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, those guys could talk politics. There's that. I don't know, like I definitely could see this working. We'll probably put that in like what, A tier or whatever, like the two of them. Then again, hopefully their political views align. Otherwise, this is gonna be a really short-lived ship. Let me see. Dipper X Apples. Yes, I actually got in touch with Purple Thinks, the creator of the Dipper Apple ship. Like, they mentioned they don't remember exactly what the origin of the ship was, but it's, they're happy it still is popular. So there's that. A for America. America love wins. It's the most patriotic relationship here. God knows America needs that. McGucket X Lazy Susan. Mostly, I think someone mentioned McGucket X Lazy Susan when I mispronounced the ship, so that definitely is something that could work. McGucket and Lazy Susan. I just want to see what kind of cyborg eye he would make for her. So, I don't know. This could definitely work. They could probably work out, considering poor McGucket's wife left him and his kid is estranged from him. They definitely could, start something new together. That would be nice to see. Dipper X Pies. That kid loves this apple pie. Yeah, but we all know the real ship is Dipper X needing to take a fucking shower. Mabel's nose is the strongest in the galaxy. McGucket and Lazy Susan definitely could work. I don't know. I'd strike this as like maybe an A tier probably ship. And then of course we have Dipsifica here. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I was ranking Dipsifica. I was like, Dipper's like, whoa, I don't know about this one. And Mabel's like, I'm talking about Pacifica after we cure her of a rich girl, whatever that is, with our wonderful friendship. And then Dipper is like, So, there's the thing about Dipsifica that I mentioned. Like, I rank it as A tier for the fact that, it definitely could work. It's the most canonical ship, but also it's not my absolute favorite ship as well. Like, there's definitely better ships out there, like Dipper X Apples, and Seuss X Melody, and Blubs and Durlin, the Snadger, and of course Goat and a Pig. Like, let's be real for a second. Dipsifica is technically the most S tier ship out here, but for me personally, it's a tier ship because of my personal opinions on Dipsifica. So there's that. But other than that, that's really about it. Like, that's my ranking of all these Gravity Falls ships. So I rank the Goat and a Pig, the Snadger, Blubs and Durland, and Susan Melody as S tier, Dipsifica and Grenda and Marius as A tier, Mabesifica, Mabel and Marmondo, Fitted Author, and Giffany and Rumble as B tier, Wendip, Dipper, and the various girls he met during the road trip, Candip, Wendy and Tambry, Nate and Lee, Tambry and Nate, and then Mabel and the other guys that she met in the tourist trap montage, Bill Ford, Stan and Marilyn, Stan and Abuelita, and Chandra and Toby, and C tier for neutral. And then we rank D tier for Robbie and Tambry, and then Mabel, Candy, and Grenda. E tier is Wendy and Robbie, Stan, and Lazy Susan. And then F tier is A for the lulls. F tier for Dipper and Marmondo. F tier obviously for Mabel and Gideon, Mabel and Gabe and his stupid puppets. This one because of its being retconned. Stan and Carla McCorkle because Carla is a cheater, and then Candy and Grenda with Gabe because Gabe sucks. And then obviously all these ships, we don't even need to talk about them. They're all, if you ship this, get help because you definitely need help if you ship those. And then of course we also ranked all the coloring book ships. Also, I have a side note. I was really happy when this happened because this was a huge thing back in 2017 when this book came out, because this was right after I think Star vs. the Force of Evil had the first same-sex couple on one of their episodes. So like if you remember the band episode, like when Marco and Jackie kiss for the first time, in the background there's like that scene where you can see like two guys kissing, I think. So that was a big thing back in 2017, I think, if I remember when that happened. So this coloring book coming out at the time was a pretty big thing as well back in the day. So there's that. So that was pretty fun when this coloring book came out. Like, I so wish the Gravity Falls coloring book was still being made. Like, this is one of my favorite books of all. What might have been. But yeah, that was a thing back in the day, so that was great. But yeah, overall, that's where I rank the various Gravity Falls ships here in terms of, and obviously they're not all the ships, and obviously not everyone's going to agree with me on this, but my reasoning for ranking every ship where I did is part of why I put it where it is. So overall, that's my overall take on this whole thing. So, I hope maybe, some of you were not too hating me afterwards because I ranked your favorite ship in the wrong place. But, that's overall how I see it. So, yeah, that's more or less where I put all the ships here. Shermie XT. I did not intro Alex Hirsch to learn that. Man, that was a surprise. Okay, let me look through the chat and see all the various ships that you guys came up with. Let's see. Let me open the chat in a pop-up so that we can look at this in the main thing here. Okay, so let's see. We've got Bill X Trauma, Bill X Doritos, Dipper X Anxiety. I hope no one says, yeah, this is my Splatoon. Bill X Therapy, Bill X Trauma, Shermie X Teen Pregnancy, Bill X Doritos, Bill X the Theraprism, Bill X Doritos, Bill Ford's and Seacher. Yeah, the stream's about to end. Yeah, I'm about to end the stream. Bill X Robbie, Stan X a lawyer. Bro, not even Saul Goodman's gonna get you out of this one. Tad Strange X Bread is the best ship, obviously. CIA agents and zombies. Powers and triggers like zombies. That's a good one. Oh man, you win the internet for that, my friend. Stan X Larry King, Wax Larry King X Rat, Stan X Money. Did I just create Stan X Larry King? Oh god. Dipper X Touching Grass. Oh god, Dipper definitely needs to touch grass. He's definitely the type of guy who I'd see would be like on Reddit for like 10 hours a day. Dipper X a plate of spaghetti. I'm so glad people still remember spaghetti.mp4. Bill X Doritos, Mabel X sweaters, Dipper X deodorant. Yeah, I mean, that's canonical as well, considering, the coloring book had Dipper and deodorant. Wear deodorant, bro. Dipper X touching grass, Mabel X sweaters, Dipper X don't wake Stalin, Trash Raccoon said that, Dipper X Raccoon, he left his wife. Wait, what? No Taco Bell. No mentioning of the cursed taco joint. This is a family friendly Minecraft server. What else is there? Bill X himself. What else is there? I guess that's pretty much not super serious considering don't you skip powers and triggers. They weren't in the tier list though, so we can't really rank them. But yeah, that's pretty much everyone. No, not Dipper X. Alex Hirsch X no more Disney censors. That's definitely something he's probably happy with. Bill X Memory Gun. Yeah, feel free to, after the stream is finished, add more ship concepts in the comments afterwards so we can get that. But overall, that's pretty much it on my end for the stream. Originally I had the entire shipping tier list recorded, but I figured I wanted to do it on a live stream because that would be more fun, and also I could do more ships that I found a better tier list, and this is what I found, so we're going to do that. So that was a lot of fun to do. I hope you guys agreed with some of my ships, and if you disagreed, feel free to tell me why I'm an idiot for that in the comments below. But yeah, other than that, it was fun. I've always wanted to actually rank the Gravity Falls ships because, I definitely have my opinions on the ships and stuff, but it's this is what I see about them all. So I hope you guys, because oh, you gotta be kidding me! OBS disconnected. But yeah, I don't really do streams that live streams that much, but they're always fun to do. I don't really do them planned because I don't really know when I'm going to be doing a live stream. I just I have time and I'm just like, let's do a live stream. So that's what I figured we'll do today. So yeah, that was today's live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any final questions or interesting things to talk about in the chat, then we'll end the stream. Also, by the way, I should mention I have a the Book of Bill review video is in the works. I just gotta get some more B-roll footage for that, and then I can finally finish editing it, and I hopefully should have it out soon. My goal is to have it out in a couple more, in another week or so. So fingers crossed I can get the Book of Bill review out before the 2-month anniversary of the Book of Bill release. But other than that, yeah, there's that. I know you have Area 51 files on your computer. How did you know that? I also have files related to what the U.S. government's planning to do. In I also have information regarding the next election, and I also have information about here and there, and what's located underneath the surface of Mars, and where MH370 is. So eventually I'll release those unless the U.S. government gets me first. But if the CIA is sending it, if the FBI has an agent watching this, this is obviously a joke. So please do not actually send your federal agents after me. I'm Canadian. Laws don't apply. But yeah, anyways, off top. Oh my God, Mercury Films. Oh man, I'm so mad about that. Like, I can't believe they did that. Like, if you guys don't know what happened, the company that makes Hilda, Mercury Films, they teased something big was coming with Hilda the other day, and there was some speculation that this could be something big or maybe not. And then today they announced that it's good. It's just a bunch of stickers for like your iPhone and Android phones, so like you can send chats and stuff. And people were so mad because this is the second time this has happened. It's like, I'm so done with the Hilda PR team, because like they advertise like crazy these things that don't matter that much, and then when season 3 was coming out, they didn't do jack shit. So it was a absolute disappointment. Like I was not happy about that. Like I'm just mad that the Hilda PR team did that. Like I know it's not really that big of a deal. Like it's just like, it's whatever. Like we all knew Hilda wasn't coming back for real, but there's that. But yeah, that was a shame. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Screw the Hilda PR team. Anyways, Uncle Stan X gas prices. That's a good one. Bill X denial. That shitty Gravity Falls X Fire. Weird Mageddon X America. America X being a decent country. Journal 3 X The Book of Bill. I'm running with that pizza. Bill X Kubrick. Dad GFN X not revealing government secrets. Wait till you find out what I have to release in the Snyder cut of the Alex Hirsch interview. Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that. Oh shit. Yeah. Man, I literally have my own Zack Snyder cut with the whole Alex Hirsch interview 3-hour cut. Man, if only I could share the secrets there. Anyways, let's forget that I ever mentioned that, and let's move on. Bill X Vincent Adultman. Pacifica X. Oh no! Oh, bro, you did not do that. Pacifica X Bell. Oh, poor Pacifica. Stan X Goldie, Bill X Eyeliner, Alex Hirsch X a new show. I wish I could tell you what was up with his untitled Alex Hirsch project. Dad GFN cut exposing Alex Hirsch secrets in 4K. Alex Hirsch is gonna block me next. Bill X Memory Gun, Bill X Top Hat. Okay, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I gotta do there, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the stream. Let's pretend we never talked about any of the other stuff. Also, yes, Rip Kim Cartoon, best pirating site I ever had. Well, not really, considering they always gave me viruses, or almost tried to give me viruses. My antivirus totally disliked them, and I had a lot more success on other pirating sites I'm not going to name for obvious legal reasons. Mabel X Grappling Hook, Ford X Logic and Preparation, Bill X George Washington, Mabel X Top Hat. You guys are just doing a good job with this. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the stream. I'm going to stop before someone mentions a crazier Gravity Falls ship that I didn't mention. But yeah, this is my tier list. Hope you don't entirely disagree with it. Hope something worked in it. Thanks for coming out to the stream, guys. It meant a lot. It was a lot of fun to do this. Thanks for all the crazy randomness in the chat. That was a lot of fun to read. But yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. Thanks for watching, and bye. Ford X sweaters. That GFNX ending the stream. I knew someone was going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. Literally, we're going to end the stream right